what really got you inspired at first to start competing in ultra marathons?
Yeah, the ultras, I did Badwater as my first ultra, which is not
Shut up.
And Badwater was 146 miles. But I just did it because everyone at Runner's World said I got to do it. I attended a couple ultras in the early 80s, and I thought, wow, these people are kind of different, but they look like they're having fun. So I always thought I'm going to do one of these ultras someday, but I'm just cool with the marathon and all the other distances, so I was fine. And then this thing, Badwater, came up in this meeting we were at, and the people were putting on the race and sponsoring the race said, we got the toughest race. We got this race that nobody knows about. You got to get a feature in Runner's World. And they said, well, only 5 people doing this race. What could the feature be? And in the meeting, they said, okay, someone from Runner's World has to run the race. And then everyone said, oh, Bart will do it. So, like, okay, whatever. I kind of forgot about it. But then a couple weeks later, they said, hey, we got to get serious about that Badwater race that you're doing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that thing, 146 miles. Yeah. So that's how I got, it was a work assignment. And thank God I did it, because it just opened so many doors for me at Runner's World, because they said, okay, if this dude does this, we can give him anything, whatever we throw his way. Because, I just embraced whatever they put on my plate. But Badwater is the real deal. It is hot. It is real heat. People always say that it's a dry heat, and those are people not doing the race, because it is a dry heat. But you can set your toaster oven at 125 degrees. And so it is a dry 125 degrees in the afternoon. It's pretty brutal.
So is it true that people have to change their shoes throughout that race?
That is true. I don't know about shoes today, but shoes of the 80s for sure. I think I had 6 pair of shoes with me, and I would change them and then I'd take a pair of shoes out of the ice cooler and then put those on. Maybe they would survive a little bit better on the blacktop, because what everyone says when you're out there, when the ambient air is 125 degrees, the blacktop is about 150 degrees, and the sand right off the blacktop is like 160 degrees. So that's the worst part. You just feel this burning sensation coming off this blacktop, and you're like, God, this is crazy. Why would they have a race that's 146 miles long? But you push yourself, and having a good crew, people from Runner's World, was pretty fun. And, all I remember was always saying, you just have to finish this thing. Don't get crazy. Don't kill yourself out here. Just get to that finish line. But I do remember one of my most distinct memories was that race director. He's a real nice guy, Dave Pomple. He worked for High Tech Shoes. And he was like, one minute to go to the Badwater 146. And he had this little starter pistol. And I'm like, 146? I never ran past 26.2 in my life. That was the longest run I've ever done. You cross the marathon finish line, you don't keep running, you're done. And I was like, man, this race is 120 miles longer than a marathon. That was a scary thought, but
yeah.
I thought of that, and I should have thought of that months before I was right at the starting line. And I always said I was bad at math, but I was pretty good at math right then.
How do you compartmentalize that many miles?
What I did was I just looked at it like, dude, every mile you've run, all the training you did it for this race. So just go out and do it. Don't get crazy. Keep things in check, but just go out and do it. And I had that attitude the whole way. I really had a good attitude, because I remember when we hit 100 miles and you could see Mount Whitney where we finished. It's snow-capped, and it's 14,500 feet. And I'm like, oh, man, only 46 miles to go. I got this. That's not far. Yeah. I had the right attitude in here, in my head. I knew what I was doing, and, to send those positive thoughts through your head and just keep going. It was fun. I mean, I can honestly say every step of the way was fun. That doesn't mean it wasn't arduous. It was hard. But I really kept that good attitude, and I always remembered it. I'm at work. This is my office, man. I was given a job where I got to run 146 miles through Death Valley in July. Doesn't get any better than that.
Just another day at the office, right?
So, again, the best job for a runner. I could see someone that doesn't run saying, "Oh, today you got to run 146 miles for work." They're like, "What?"
Did they give you the next few days off of work?
Yeah. You know what? I came back home and they had a big celebration and it turned into big parties and it was a lot of fun. The company hired like a band and everything. Back when people could come out to the gate, I walk off this plane and there's people everywhere, signs everywhere.
Oh.
High school starts playing. I'm like, what?
Whenever I'm running outside and it is over 90 degrees, I repeat in my head, I can finish my run today because there's people that run Badwater. And then also, you running Badwater as your first ultra, not even like a 50K or 50 miler, in preparation, just straight to the 140, what was it, 146, 149?
Yeah. 46. Yeah, don't do that, people. That's not the way to start your ultra career. But again, because it was a work assignment, and then Badwater changed. Now it's 135 miles. They don't go to the top of Whitney, and it's crazy when you finish the old course. You went up to 14,500 feet. You're at the top of Mount Whitney, which is the highest mountain in the contiguous 48 states, and you got this beautiful view in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and you're like, wow, I guess we ran 146 miles and we're done. And then you had to walk 11 miles back to the trailhead.
You're joking. You don't get a little taxi drive down?
You're on top of the mountain. There's no way down but to walk back to the trailhead. And I'm like, oh, maybe they should figure that into the race because that was hard. But, I remember just getting to the top because you're focused on getting to the finish line. You're not thinking about, okay, after I get to the finish line, I got to walk 11 miles. But I knew that. I'm not that stupid. I knew there was no helicopter going to fuck me off the top of that mountain, and I knew where my crew and the vehicle was. So kind of knew it, but I wasn't thinking that way. I was just thinking, get up this mountain, beautiful trail, get to the top, done. The race director greets you. You're there. There's a little book you sign in. You've been on top of Mount Whitney, and then, okay, walk 11 miles back to your car. I mean, if you told the average person that finishes Chicago Marathon, okay, after you're done, yeah, buses are 11 miles down the road. You can't miss them. Like, people, they would sue the race. They would kill somebody.
After the LA Marathon, you have to walk through, you probably remember this, Bart, you have to walk through this chute. It's like half mile to a mile. Yeah. And I was like, what the heck is this? Angry about it.